Hello, it's your boy Doc, and welcome back again to Doc TV. I am back with another video. I went to see Danity Kane in Silver Spring, Maryland. Great concert at the Fillmore, people. I've never been to Silver Spring, Maryland, too. And it's a nice little town, too. It reminds me of Short Pump in Richmond with their little downtown section and stuff like that. And also a cross between D.C. as well and Richmond. But it was a really nice place, though. Really nice area. I wouldn't mind visiting there again. So that was my first time. I went with my sister. We had a great time at the Fillmore seeing Danity Kane at their concert. Gogo Maro opened the show, and Gogo Maro shot to Philly. Gogo Maro is, hands down killed it. She took a lot of her stage presence from when she was with, Lady Gaga as the backup singer, and I've been following Gogo's career for a minute too, for a long time since I was in college back in '08. So, she's someone that you definitely should really look out for. She definitely delivered on stage. The crowd was really into her more so than the other opening act. I forgot her name already, but the little Filipino girl who's a sex ratchet girl. But hey, it is what it is. But Gogo, she killed it. Um, Never mind about the other girl. But Danity came on stage. Lights dropped 9:15. It was supposed to go on at 9:15, but it didn't really going until like 9:20. Lights go down. Open up with "Ride for You." Everyone went nuts because there's four of them: Aubrey, Andrea, Shannon, and Dawn. We haven't seen them on stage together in 6 years. You know, and of course they did their shows last year for New Year's Eve and last December in LA for the DKLA shows, and they did the show in Vegas and stuff like that. But for the No Filter tour, just seeing them come out on tour together, for your eyes to see for real, wasn't for play, it was for real, was a great energy. Then they dug into all the joints too. They did all the joints from the first album to the second album to the Dollhouse to the new joints from the upcoming third album. They really killed it, people. They really killed it. I'm not going to get into Dawn now. Dawn, on a few performances, we know Dawn can sing. Well, we know all the girls can sing, but Dawn kind of slipped up on one of the. She was singing on the playback, and she kind of slipped up a little bit. But I'm gonna give her a pass because she can really sing. Like all of them can really sing, And I'm not saying it was just Dawn, but Dawn was the one that was, it kind of was, you know, you kind of see it. It is what it is. But we're not gonna. I'm not gonna. They all did a great job though. They're up there dancing, killing it. Shannon is like the breakout for me because Shannon was the quiet girl during the first seasons and during the first album. She kind of was starting to get a little shine on the second album, and then she was really starting. She was the caterpillar into the butterfly. She's saying girl and bad girl. She was, really growing into who she is now. Like she has so much confidence. She was always the best dancer from the group from day one, anyways. But just seeing her step up vocally, see her step up with so much confidence to the forefront of the group in a sense, she just amazed me. Like me and my sister were just like, all of them just killed it though. I was just so happy to just see them on stage because, I've been riding with Danny Kane since the very beginning. I'm gonna tell you my history in a little bit, towards the end of the video. But back to the concert though. So they out there singing and stuff like that. It was such a show for the fans though. It wasn't so much glitz and glam and stuff like that, but it was a really intimate show for the fans. If you was a fraudulent fan, you wouldn't get it. But it was good for the fraudulent fans to come on board though, because that just means more people to reach and there's more fans to, approach for when the album drops and when with the new single and stuff like that, more sales. So hey, it is what it is. But it was definitely a show for the fans because they went to the album, when they were asking fans, what's your favorite interlude from the albums, and then performing some of the interludes and stuff too. Like when they did Secret Place, crazy. One of my favorite interludes too. Another thing too that they did was poetry from the Welcome to the Dollhouse album. They killed it so bad vocally. Like I was just mesmerized. Like me and everyone in the crowd was just mesmerized at how vocally they sounded so great together. Then it came to the point of the show when Andrea came out, and Andrea was doing good too, pregnant and all. She was in the corset. My sister was like, "Why they got her in that corset knowing she pregnant?" Cause my sister didn't know too. Like my sister, she's been so busy in school and stuff like that that she hasn't really been keeping up with everything that's been going on with Danity Kane like me. But we're both big fans though. But my sister, she didn't really catch up with everything, or she was trying to be surprised for the show. So I didn't let her know anything about the show. I didn't let her know about the Andrea situation, about them being DK3 now. But when she was at the show, she was like, I told her, Andrea's pregnant and she's going to be leaving the group. Because when Andrea came out, she was singing a little bit of "Hold Me Down," which she let that song back on the Danity Kane album, and she was saying, she's about to start this new chapter in her life. She's engaged. She's about to be married. She's about to start a family. She's with child now, and she didn't really say with child, but Dawn and Aubrey kind of let it out when they were doing, when they announced DK3, and that they're gonna, that Andrea's child, whether it's a boy or girl, will be an honorary member of Danity Kane for life. So that's really good that that sisterhood is still there. But anyways, and so it was a very sad moment when Andrea came out. She announced that she was leaving the group, but then she introduced Danity Kane. She was like, her girls been doing real good in the studio. They've been killing it with some great music. And then DK3 came out and they did Rhythm of Love, which is another new joint from the new album. The first of the three new joints they performed from the new album. It's a very EDM kind of song. It has very pop dance international feel to it. Then it goes into Rage, which I can see on this channel right now here on Doc TV, which is what's supposed to be the first single release. When they announced their reunion last year. It's been exactly a year since their reunion was captured on TMZ, and since we started talking about it on the Doc Report, so it's been exactly 1 year. So that's really good that they're still sticking to their commitment to this group. But they did Rage, and Rage sounds like a great monster record too. That could be a really great pop single once everything is rolling. So that's the next single for sure. The second single released from the upcoming album. It has a very high energy, top 10 pop potential, even number one. Pop radio would definitely eat it up, but they just need a promo to really push it there. They are independent right now in Stereotypes Music, and Stereotypes is the group that produced that song and produced the new single Lemonade and produced Damage from them on the second album. So they had that good relationship with Stereotypes Music. Then after they did Rage, they went into Lemonade, and Lemonade is one of my favorite joints right now. Tigers on the joint. The lyric video is very cute too with the three little girls. And I was always wondering too, when I put on the doc report and looking at the single cover, I was like, wait, it's only three girls on the cover. So we were all trying to make sense of it. Like, me and my team were trying to make sense of it. Like, okay, maybe the little girls, the one black girl is supposed to be Dawn. Then the middle girl is supposed to be Aubrey. And then the other girl is supposed to represent Shannon and Aubrey, all the same. We were all trying to make sense of it. But deep down, we knew that Andre was not going to be a part of the group anymore. So it's the three of them that killed it with Lemonade. And then they ended the show, and it was a very emotional show too for Dawn, because Dawn, that's her secondary hometown, because, she's from New Orleans, but her family, if you've been watching Making a Band from back in the day, her family got displaced from New Orleans because of Hurricane Katrina, so they relocated to Baltimore, Maryland. So they're in the DMV area. Her dad was there too. Her family was there, and her dad was there. And she announced that, for those that came up with her, her dad has cancer. So she announced that her dad was there and that he was very happy to be there. And it was very emotional for her. And her sisters were there to really support her. And her sisters were really there to support her, Aubrey and Shannon, on stage, really comforting her. So that was a really good look to it. It just reassures that that sisterhood is officially there now, because for a long time, since the breakup, since the demise of Danity Kane by Diddy back on, Making the Band 2008, it seemed like it was a tug of war between who to believe and who really was the blame of the group. And I have to say, all of them look so good too, like after all these years. Solo wise, you've seen them grow individually, but seeing them collectively as Danity Kane, it's just so great. D. Knot Woods was no longer needed as a part of the group. Andrea, even though she's no longer a part of the group, her vocals are going to be missed though, because she had a crazy vocal game. Her harmonies was crazy too. Her ad libs, her runs were great, but just the three of them, it's definitely going to be something different. It's definitely going to be something worth looking towards too, because it wasn't like someone was pushed out of the group because of this, that, and the other. No, it's because of certain situations, but it's support there. So I'm happy to see this new chapter of Danity Kane, DK3, pulling the Destiny's Child, like the legendary status they can. So that's what's up. And can't wait for this new album. And like I was saying with Danity Kane, I've been following Danity Kane since the very beginning. I have all the episodes of Making the Band 3 and Making the Band 4 on DVD. I have all my friends know that I have like these little collections of DVDs and stuff, and there's one of the collections I have. And I've been following them since then. I used to be a part of the Bad Boy Street Team back in the day. So, in 2008 when I was in college, Day 26 and Danity Kane and Danity Kane, when they were coming out with their albums and their singles, Damage and what so forth and whatever, I was out there traveling from New York at the class and stuff, 2 hours away, or on weekends and doing my street team stuff, in Philly too. I remember when they went to Power 99, shout out to Shamara, who used to work at Power 99, and when they were all visited there too, when the singles were coming out in that January, I was there, promoting stuff like that too. I met them back in the day as well, and there's some very nice girls too. Like everyone was so nice and so sweet. And then Dandy came too. Been watching them. When that first album came out, we were in Florida. It was 2006 August. We were in Florida, going to all the Targets and WalMarts because this album had sold out everywhere, and it was like one Target tucked away somewhere in like some section of Kissimmee, Florida, and they had like one left, so I had to snatch it up real quick. But that just shows how dedicated I was to going around asking my parents, can we go to all these different Walmarts and Targets in Florida, and we're not even from the area, we just visit on vacation, but to pick up the album. So it's definitely shows my my status as a fan right there for DK, and just till now too, even when the breakup happened, I supported them through all individual endeavors. I did the DJ Doc and Doc ENT presents Bad Girls, the Best Danity Kane mixtape, so y'all can download that too on in the internet too. A mixtape that I created, which includes the best of moments of Danity Kane, like the best songs, album cuts, bonus songs that you never heard and stuff like that. So I've definitely been on my DK stuff for a long time. I'm no fraudulent fan, people. No sir. But anyways, so it's really great to see them back together. The concert, like I said, was great, and hopefully more concerts to come, more singles to come. Lemonade is really doing good on the R&B iTunes charts right now. Repeat that number 55 on the iTunes Hot 100. So y'all make sure y'all download the joints on iTunes right now. Support them. They are independent right now. Hopefully a reality show is coming soon. Been talking about that on the Doc Report. Hopefully I get to do an interview with them, soon too. I've been reaching out to them, so hopefully I get to, fingers crossed, get to the interview like I've been hoping for, people. But anyways, it was a great concert, great time, and check out more videos from the concert. And hope you all loved it, and check you out next time. Peace.